So can we close our eyes and draw our attention inward? So we were talking about yesterday's workshop and Chiron, and I was telling everybody that, after everybody left, I cleaned the studio, I did my thing, and then I went home and I could literally have stared at a wall. It was a very interesting energy. So it looks like all of us are processing from yesterday. So as you close your eyes and draw your attention inward, I want you to create a grounding cord in present time. And the grounding cord starts at the base of the spine. And it goes all the way down to the center of the planet. And the idea is to move from thinking to seeing. Going from our intellect into our intuition. Our intuition is connected to the earth and that vibration of Prakriti. So as you draw that in through the feet, goes into the leg channels and into the first chakra and spins it. And as we draw our attention inward and we're feeling those sensations coming through us, this is where we start to move further from our intellect and more into our intuition. The deeper you go into your intuition, the easier it is to connect with the stars, Purusha. And that energy comes to the top of the head and goes down the Sushumna, these two energy channels on either side of the spinal column. Now you may catch yourself wavering from being connected to those sensations to a thought. And this is where the discipline begins, is to notice without judgment. And then use that one-pointed focus to come back to the sensations. I think we can all agree that we have a well-developed mind. And to have a full life experience, there is a desire in all of us to experience an open heart. As that earth and cosmic energy meets at the base of the spine, it's going to go down the grounding cord. We're going to use this energy to help us process the new year, yesterday's workshop, any changes you're currently going through. And allow this energy to sort of wash away doubt, insecurities, fear, lack, any of the negative energies that would actually drain you, draining you from reaching your full potential. And these other things can also influence our light. These things we associate to lack. So if we put a conscious effort into letting go of expectations that we put on ourselves, that drain our light. A simple example may be to be better. When you're already great. I pulled a card this morning and it said guidance. You have to look for guidance because you don't know your inner guide is hidden inside of you. You have to find the inner guide, and that's what we call the witness. This is also called your Dharma, your intrinsic Buddha. You have to awaken the Buddha, and your life will be showered with blessings. Your life will become this radiance with good, with godliness, more than you can possibly conceive. It is almost like light. You're in a dark room, you bring light in. Even a small candle will do this, and all of the darkness will begin to disappear. So turn on the light that resides within your heart. Now notice if there's a level of resistance that you're operating from in order to keep it together. Consider letting yourself fall apart so that the new can come through. And I just want to remind you that meditation is great, but it also requires breathing. So if you notice that your breath becomes stagnant, you may be operating from resistance unknowingly. So just connect with your breath. You know, there is such a fine line. There is doing things to prove people wrong and doing them because they're a part of your purpose. And there's this Y in the road, and you can do it to prove people wrong, which doesn't have the same validation or validity to it as it is to doing it because that's what your heart desires. And this is one of the things that we learned yesterday in Chiron. And we put expectations on the things that we love doing. They become tainted. So let's go back to that simplicity of just doing it because that's what we love. The outcome is going to be the same either way. It's just whether or not we will enjoy the process. And we'll stretch up towards the sky and come out of trance.